Well, let's get right into it, guys. Welcome, my good friend and fellow PlayStation World Record holder, HypnoShark, down below me. Today, we are going to be reviewing my Crash Team Racing PB. Hypno, as many of you guys know, is the world record holder for this category, or for this entire game, basically. He has he still has the sweep, right? In any percent and hundo, right?
I have the disc sweep. Yeah, if you go into emulator, I don't have it, but disc sweep, yeah.
So Hypno is a
Yeah.
huge gamer for this game. He's basically like to this game what I am to Spiral 1. We've both been going at it for years and years and years and sucking for most of that time, and now we're finally like the big gamer
True.
record holders. So
True.
yeah, so this is my CTR PB. He definitely was another like really big inspiration for me to get into this. But before I start ranting too much here, let's just go ahead and start the run here, and we'll start talking about it. And hopefully, Hypno's going to give me some big tips here, so I can really shine above the competition
Yes.
and become the best kart racer there ever was.
I cannot wait for Deo to literally get the 48. It's
I
gonna
might,
happen.
I might do it.
It's gonna happen. I have so much faith. Alright, so you've seen my GDQ run, right?
Yeah,
You've seen bits and okay. Did you see it all, or did you just? See
I
like,
watched
bits
it all.
and pieces?
I watched it all.
Watched. Okay.
So the
okay.
big thing that I learned from your GDQ run that I don't do in this run is a technique called speed ghosting, SGs as they're called. Now, for what I had a big misunderstanding because I was told about SGs, but I thought that you guys were talking about SFs, which is just basically the boost pads in this game, right?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
anytime I'd hit a boost pad, I'd be like, okay, nice SG right there, like a fucking idiot.
Hey.
So
I mean, close enough, no?
So now correct me if I'm wrong about now with my new understanding of what an SG is anytime you're going down or up a steep slope, you have to hold one of the trigger one of the mini turbo buttons and neutral hop with the other one in order to preserve speed either up or down a steep slope, right?
He's
That-
got it.
that's
He's
ex-
absolutely nailed it.
I'm a legend. It took me like
He's
how many
absolutely
runs to
nailed
figure this out? I
Fun-
speed ran this game for
fun
like a month.
fact-
Yeah.
Fun fact, I guarantee you say you don't do that this run.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so instantly, in the next track especially, also, I mean, I really don't have much to critique in this track, except that. I have that to critique.
Hey, what's
that.
this? That was terrible, right? Oh my god.
We won't
Reset.
talk about it, yeah.
Hey, do you have
Oh.
any actually I find that little jump right there to be kind of inconsistent. Do you have any like little like gamer strats for that?
So, this game buffers inputs, which is why that what you said earlier about the holding L1 mashing R1 is possible, because otherwise you'd have to time every jump and that'd be awful. So this game buffers inputs, so what you can do is you can do one hop and then hold down R1 after that, so like tap it and then hold it, so two inputs.
So like hop
And
when
the-
you're in the water, you mean? And
yeah.
then okay.
And then do a second R1 input, and what that does is it buffers a hop and will pretty much always guarantee you to get a big jump, because it buffers it.
Okay, so you do like a little hop in the water to buffer the next jump to get out of the
Yeah.
water. Okay, I see what
Yeah.
you're saying.
You do two hops.
No.
Yeah. Alright, this is the track I was talking about. So there is downhills galore in this track,
Mm-hmm.
and I want to see what you do in this run. Do you just like drift down?
I just drive straight apparently. That's just a very fast strategy.
I think you were fucking molding. Oh, nice. You got
Nice,
a mask.
beautiful.
Okay, I mean,
A
nice.
clutch mask to recover the fucking terrible wall bumps here. Oh my God.
25% chance. So yeah, down that hill, you can keep a speed ghost all the way until now, when you land
Basically,
in
yeah.
this off road. So
And
that's
man,
like big.
And when I
And
saw your
here-
GDQ run, it's so fast. Like seeing some, you got really good speed ghosts here in your GDQ run. I remember it was fucking insane.
This track is probably the most obvious for speed ghosts, because you should hop like here and then just keep hopping forever, because actually here's like an important tip, and this, if there's one thing to take in terms of speed ghosting, take this. Do not hop down the downhill.
Okay.
Hop once you get to the bottom of the downhill.
Okay.
If you hop on a downhill, it'll give you this weird camera angle. You might actually do it here. I'll see. It'll give you this really weird camera angle.
Like
yeah, you
that?
did it there.
Like
Yeah,
that.
like that. And it's slow, and you don't really keep anything from it.
Yeah.
Whereas if you wait till the bottom of a downhill, you've gotten all that momentum, and then you carry it.
Okay, I see. I
So
see.
that you'll save like 15 seconds in that level. I'm not even kidding. Like
Now,
maybe 10.
on the topic of
Mm.
hopping to preserve speed, with USFs, the super boost pads, you don't need to hold the other mini turbo button to do the froggies to preserve
No.
momentum from those, right?
In fact, USFing is different. I'll like cover it more in detail.
Yeah, once
later
we get there, yeah.
Because it's literally only in the last hub.
Yeah.
But it's different because whereas SGs have nothing to do with reserves. Like nothing.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah. In fact, if you watch for Taz, there are some tracks where he doesn't even drift. He just SGs off everything, and it's insane.
Wow.
And like, yeah, it's nuts. But USFs are strictly tied to reserves. I'll get into that.
So I should not really worry about like optimally mini turboing into like these like harsh slopes because it's not really relevant to the speed conservation.
You can if you want, because the thing is, here for example,
here's a SG spot.
Ghost,
yeah.
Yes, because there's
instead of drifting this. Yep.
But
and on that one, you would jump off the. It's not as steep of a downhill, so you could jump off the slope there and not get like the weird momentum thing.
No,
not exactly.
You wanna wait till the downhill. A really good example of it is in Dingo Canyon. I'll point out there as well. Basically, any like really steep downhill, you just want to wait. Because jumping at any point that's not right at the end is a problem. I actually like that. You U-turned, which sacrificed reserves, but your line was bad, so you used the time to adjust. That was nice.
Yeah, thanks.
That was nice.
And by the way, I'll point out real quick. I was using an arcade stick to play this run. Like a fucking. If you want to see it, I have it over here. But it's a fucking giant. Let me just show you. It's this fucking.
Right.
Crazy ass fucking huge controller, and so fucking doing U-turns is fucking annoying with this thing because it's a square gate. So I don't know if this is like really a good controller at all to use for this game, especially considering that D-pad going left. You do left to right like a shit ton in this game, so I might switch back to controller, to be honest. Like this was a fun experiment, but yeah, like it was probably a lot harder than it should have been.
You're hindering yourself, I would say.
Yeah.
Yeah. Nice idea. But,
it was a fun idea. The idea was that I would like save like my hands. Yeah, you saw the wall touch there. Trash.
but before the wall touch, you actually accidentally, I think, did an SG.
Ooh.
And so if the wall wasn't in the way, you would have gone flying. That's interesting. Interesting. You can rewind that like after the run if you want.
No biggie.
That was interesting.
Yeah, no, I'm more than happy to like pause and like look at like little spots if you want.
Good luck for Nate.
Yeah. No, I'll point out if anything really stands out in terms of like something I can really hone in on. But yeah, I mean, so far this is good. Like,
would you say this is like Terry diarrhea levels of
Terry diarrhea?
What is it? Diarrhea.
Diarrhea.
I'm almost at Terry's level right now. Terry's like a step above me.
Oh no.
The fucking
the
Mist Sewer Speedway. How many times do you do that, by the way? Even nowadays, like miss a because those are hard to hit, man. The fucking like load zones for those.
I'll give you a once a year.
Once a year? Are you serious?
Once a year.
I would have thought you still missed those like a shit ton because those are hard, man.
Yeah, I'll give you once a year. Maybe twice a year.
Twice a year? Oh my god. I still do so many stupid fuck ups in Spyro 1. It's like ridiculous.
No, but I mean, Spyro 1 is. Spyro 1 is so technically demanding, and it just. Yeah. I mean,
we're not here to talk about Spyro 1. This is the Crash Team Racing.
I'll get back on track.
We'll talk about Spyro 2 once Hypno gets record.
That was a speed ghost, by the way. Here's something to focus on actually.
Yeah, the end of that little area there. I know what you mean.
Yeah, you can use the walls in Sewer Speedway, like the half pipe sections. You can use them to get speed ghosts because they're technically downhills.
Yeah.
They're steep downhills, and so you can use that to your advantage.
Oh my shit.
Okay. I mean,
I shat my pants there. I got away with it.
Okay.
Got away with it.
I mean, speaking of once a year, god damn.
My god.
That happens so rarely. Yeah, so there. Okay.
That's
off
like
these,
one.
Like walls. If you froggied out of it, aka the thing where you hold L1, mash R1.
Mhm.
If you did that out of that, that would have been insane. You would have kept like so much speed.
Now here's another question. Those two little jumps like near the starting line there. Do you want to like generally get those like jump near the bottom so you don't get as much height off of them, or like what's the thought process there?
That's an idea. There's a thing you can do called double jumping or cresting. Yeah, I refer to it as double jumping, but some people call it cresting. Where similarly to the thing in Crash Code I was describing to you, you do one jump and then buff for another, and you can kind of propel yourself. Because you know how...
So you like jump into the ramp and then kind of jump off of it, so...
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. You can do it off those ramps as well. That one right before the end.
Yeah.
Because you know that Speed Ghost where you said you can get it off of all downhills and some uphills?
Mm-hmm.
Well, ramps are obviously an uphill for the most part, so that and any form of hopping gives you the speed of a Speed Ghost, even though it's technically not, because Speed Ghost you keep for longer, but it's that idea.
So another question I wanted to ask is, when I watched your GDQ run, I noticed you were playing on the NTSC version, you know, based on the boss cutscenes. To those who don't know, when you play on PAL, there's like a little glitch where you can kind of skip the boss cutscenes and fuck up their heads and dialogue, but can you tell me a little bit more about like why you opted for NTSC, or why maybe someone would opt for PAL, or like what are the little intricacies of that?
So there's so many differences. So PAL has slower frame rate, so you lose time gradually throughout the run. However, PAL is bailed out by that glitch you just spoke of, language glitch, which skips the Komodo Joe cutscene and makes other cutscenes weird. Let's just say that. If you don't know what it is, go watch a PAL speedrun. It's kind of funny.
It's hilarious, yeah.
Before. Yeah. But because of the frame rate, it affects numerous things. So for instance, it's easier to keep reserves on PAL because of the frame rate. They run out slower. So it's easier to keep reserves on PAL. However, speed ghosting for the most part is hard on PAL because the jump height is less high, again linked to the frame rate, which makes some skips easier on NTSC because you jump further. So there's so many, there's such like a dynamic to it, but in the end, in this category, they both go about even, which is amazing because it means no matter where you live, except for Japan, you can play on like the optimal console. Which is
considering
really
the amount of differences between the two, that they both sort of even out in a way is pretty interesting. But for you at the highest level, you kind of value the help with speed ghosting more than the extra reserves that you get from NTSC.
That, and also frame rate is just smoother to play on. It means I can be a little bit more precise. And the faster speed ghost, and also the jump height making some shortcuts easier isn't required, isn't necessary, but it's nice just as a fail safe. And yeah, that's kind of my thought process there. Yeah.
All right, well, we're out of Hub 1. What's like a good Hub 1 time for you?
For me?
Yeah, for you, not for me, for you.
Okay. I've been getting 1025s recently.
Okay. I'm only like 2 minutes behind. I'm not doing that bad. We're doing great.
It's not even 2 minutes. It's like 117. Like if you say like 120, you're not far off. Yeah.
This little hub world section is like kind of tough getting into the Papu area of the game. I noticed you do like a sort of like U-turn on some of those harsh turns going from the one hub world to the other. But on the topic of like U-turning and preserving U-turning kills reserves, right? Just generally speaking.
If you hit square for even a frame, all your reserves are instantly deleted.
Yeah,
it's the square input that does it.
Yeah. So do you not do U-turns during that hub world section?
I do U-turns during that hub world section, and the reason I'm able to is because it's in the hub world. Because there's no like turbo pads like this one here in the hub world, U-turning is kind of worth it because you're not going to have many reserves anyway. So sacrificing reserves for a good turn is worth it in the hub world. But there are some tracks where it's worth it too. But also that's, as you're playing as Coco, I won't fully get into it, but that's more of a Dingo thing, because Dingo's turning is awful.
Oh, I
And
see.
so
Yeah, that
you-
like
you
definitely
kind of-
affects.
Nice.
Amazing
nice.
execution.
That worked. That worked. You placed it
Behind me, and then I hit it.
but yet it opened it.
That almost
What?
that almost sounds like, bro. Like I remember hearing you on your GDQ run talking about like the nitro strat to like keep it open.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
it seems like probably works on like a similar thing. Like if you're kind of like right on top of it.
Suppose.
Yeah.
I've never seen that. Placing it behind you and hitting. Wow. Okay. That's crazy.
Yeah, man.
It's a nice nitro, followed by another one. I imagine.
Beautiful,
'cause it's
beautiful.
Like a temple. Gotta be a nitro.
Give me
right?
another. Oh.
Ah, okay.
This gave me, dude. Hey, think about this. If it weren't for any of these little lucky RNG things, I would have not gotten a 59 on this run. There's definitely a lot of shoddy
Yeah, but what did
execution.
you get? You got.
God, what was it?
I guess you
50 something?
technically got 3 out of 3. No.
I did, yeah, I did.
Good lord.
With like a bunch of time loss, yeah.
I love that save time.
How
Let's
do you
fucking go, dude.
how do you preserve or keep? Do you try to keep reserves during those straight parts of Tiger Temple there?
Yes. That is. It can sometimes be annoying because of the undulation of the tunnel, I guess. Can
Like the
kind of
little
mess you up.
hilly bits.
Cause,
But you
'cause
can't
some-
you can't SG those hills. They're not like steep enough.
You can, because technically any pixel that is on even a remote slant, you can SG technically. But you, realistically, you're not going to get one. No.
And again, just so I'm like aware, I'm still very like new to the concept of SGs here. So to understand like when you get to the bottom of the hill and then start jumping, right?
Yeah.
Rather than jumping off the steepest part.
Yeah. Whereas uphills like this one, you just jump no matter what. It's only
Okay.
really when you're going down. So like this, you don't really want to be hopping on this downhill too much. This is fine. And then this is flat, yeah. This is another SG opportunity. You can double jump off this hill and then land on the the downslope.
Okay.
And you can get an SG there. That's another one. Again, I'll say this till the end of time. Watching CTR is the best way to learn because you will pick up things and you will just be like, oh, especially if you know like terms and stuff.
I'm starting to know like the terminology a little bit better now. So yeah, I'm starting to get to a point where I can like watch shit and like kind of absorb a little bit more.
Yeah, yeah, and eventually there, you see how you landed on the downslope?
Yeah.
If you hopped out of that,
Then that's the SG.
opportunity.
Okay.
Yeah, you
keep
got
that
it.
hopping.
You got it. Yeah.
Can you SG this?
Yes.
Okay.
You can hop up it and like do the double jump up it and then go flying and then get a downhill SG through the grass as you land. It's a very cool strat. It's quite hard though. Yeah, I mess it up definitely, but.
And you
it's
dodged
a strat.
that second to last turbo pad, I noticed. It's just better lines.
Yes, it's
Yeah.
better lines to just avoid it. That and you already have that speed from
And the first one as well.
yeah,
Yeah.
from the because you already have the speed from lap 1 because there's a turbo pad right at the end, and you keep that turbo pad 5 throughout the whole race. Yeah. Yeah, it's interesting.
I'm literally not focusing on anything.
Someone in your chat said try Tiziano.
And I said no. That was cool that you got that in GDQ though. I had never seen that before. That was really cool to watch.
I still can't believe I got it in GDQ.
That was really cool.
So ridiculous. Yeah, thank you. Yeah, that was nuts. No, you shouldn't really go for that unless you want 48.
I saw you do on like I think your second lap after getting Tiziano. I saw you do like some really interesting like speed. I don't know if it was speed ghosting through this little area that the little fucking turns there.
Utilizing the mask.
Yeah.
Yeah, because the mask speed. And this kind of gives you an idea of why froggying out of any type of speed is important, because if you hop out of something, you will maintain its speed. Also, lovely shortcut.
Thank you.
If you, like, for instance, the speed ghosting is obviously the most obvious, like, example, just because you get a lot of speed and then you hop out of it and you keep the speed. It looks nice, But if you're going really slow, like let's say you just start accelerating and you start hopping, you will stay at that speed. You won't go any faster. You will literally drive at 2 miles per hour. Like, you won't go fast. So
speed ghosting can work against you as much as it can work like for you.
Yeah.
If you're going slow
Yeah.
and you speed
Well,
ghost that, it's like worse than just driving normally.
well, not speed ghosting, but just driving slowly and then hopping a bunch is just gonna lead to you just staying slow until you stop hopping.
Okay.
Yeah, and that's what I did on lap 2 in my GDQ run, because I still had the mask left over from Tiziano.
Oh.
I'm able to preserve the mask speed by hopping a bunch.
Yeah.
And yeah, that kind of shows off. That's actually a really good example of the benefits of hopping to keep any type of speed, not just speed ghosting, but any type of speed you get.
Because and it's funny because I was told like when I was first really first few days of this game is to not worry about froggying too much, unless it's like a USF. But this advice is like kind of different though.
Yeah, because reserves are. Oh, by the way, this cutscene, you notice how Aku spawned in really quickly there?
Okay.
That's why you want to activate that cutscene there, and not later on.
Yeah, I see. I remember asking you about this in my stream.
Yeah. So that's the reason why. But what was I gonna say?
Yeah, on the
There's
topic the topic of froggying, like on non-USF or like even on non-speed ghosts, the concept of froggying to preserve speed rather than building reserves. Like, what are your thoughts on that?
Yeah, this is the finest balance in CTR, because this is like the hardest thing to learn, because you can't see how many reserves you have. There isn't a counter in the game that tells you. It's all about feel. And so if you have a lot of speed and you're like, should I SG this? But I've only done 2 mini turbos before this, so if I SG this, my reserves are definitely going to run out. Is that going to put me in a bad position for 10 seconds time? Is it worth it? And you have to make these quick decisions in the moment a lot. You know, RooseTubes has a lot of those.
Oh, I almost got an SG there. I think.
Saw that?
I saw that. You can see it. Yeah, I totally see it. Yeah.
You know how I said I said a good example is in Dingo Canyon. That's what I was talking about. That part. Very sharp downhill. If you hop at the end of it, if you watch how I do it, I will literally not hop until right at the end of it, and that goes into what I was saying about how it's bad to hop on downhills, but it's amazing.
So you'll be mini turboing through this and then hop at the bottom, so that way you get the most reserves, and then you still have a full SG.
Yeah, and if I'm confident in my reserves, I will literally hold X. I won't even drift.
Yeah.
If I'm confident in my reserves. If not, then I'll try and start a mini turbo at the top of the hill.
It's so satisfying seeing you keep the SG or just whatever, the high speed all through this section up to that boost pad. That's like fucking insane to me. Same thing with Oxide. Same thing with Oxide Station with the USF as well.
Let's see if we can have
getting a nice what's it called? Yeah, getting a nice USF in Dingo Canyon that you can keep for like 10-15 seconds is lovely.
Yeah. That's like probably a versus like just a normally like good executed lap for me here in Dingo Canyon. That's probably got to be at least like a 5 or 10 second time save just per lap.
Optimal is 26.
Wow, per lap, or you mean like for the whole?
Yeah.
Wow, holy shit, Jesus Christ! Oh, you mean the lap time is 26? Okay, yeah.
Yeah. But each lap is 9 seconds. No.
About to say, yeah.
Okay, Papu. Let's see how you deal with it. I like how Papu gave you an SG there. He rammed you forward. That's amazing.
Thank you for the resub. For some reason, I'm not seeing these resubs in the chat, but I'll thank all you guys after the run. Thank you so much.
Top 10 alert moments.
Yeah. My alerts are working, but Twitch is broken, apparently. That's like how that goes.
Oh, here's a fun fact. If you get hit by a potion, you know how I said that hopping keeps your speed? If you get hit by a potion, just keep spamming hop. You won't lose speed.
Really?
You lose reserves.
You're because you'll get that animation where you like fly up in the air and do like a million like backflips on the ground.
No. I mean, if you hit a TNT, rip. But if you hit a potion, all potions do a spin you out.
The spinny, okay, yeah.
So if you just keep hopping, you won't actually lose your speed. You'll lose you'll lose reserves because you hit something, obviously, but you won't lose your speed, which is funny.
Amazing.
Also, dude, these skips. You practice this, huh?
I definitely practice Papu. I mean, if there's a couple levels I practiced, it was this one. And you know, my whole mindset, I think, going into this run was getting the like developing like my own like shitty route for every level, and like shitty mini turbo, like what seems to me like good-ish reserves route. Not like really looking at actual like runs and copying them too hard, but just developing my own shitty route of mini turboing to keep reserves and just nailing like the basicest tricks first try. That was like my goal with this.
I mean, I assure you that no mini turbo route is shitty when you've been playing the game a week. Like,
Yeah.
There ain't such thing. Just keeping reserves and not hitting every wall in existence is a win. So, and that's kind of why I said that, like, or why people were saying that learning how to speed ghost isn't the most important thing to learn straight away, because it's really not. You want to just learn how to keep reserves. But you seem to be past that point now.
Yeah, exactly. And that's what people, that's exactly the thing that people were telling me. And almost, I kind of wish that people weren't telling me that so much, because like, I didn't even know what fucking speed ghosting was, because people were so like, yeah, just worry about the reserves. Just worry about the reserves. So it's like you said, I'm like past that point now. Now I got to start thinking a little bit more about copying like actual proper mini turboing routes as well as SGs, and like pick up on those tiny things that you're doing.
Speaking of tiny things, this
cock. Go ahead.
Yes.
Yeah, of course.
This bluff. When you entered bluff, do you want the easiest 2-second time save that you'll ever do?
Yes.
When you enter bluff, hold R2.
Why? Just this level?
Just this level. If you turn the camera away, because if you think where bluff is in the adventure like world, when you enter bluff, you're looking at the whole hub area, right?
Oh, it reduces lag when you enter? That's fucking crazy.
Just hold R2, my guy. Literally, hold R2. Grats on 2 seconds, bro. I'm not even kidding.
That blows my mind that lag reduction could save you 2 seconds there on that load. That's a lot.
Bluff lags like shit. I mean, like, the game takes a dump. If you go back and watch that, oh man.
Yeah.
Oh man. Also, I'm liking this bluff.
Thank you.
Like you're not doing rail, which is probably a good thing.
Which is smart for me. Yeah.
You don't.
I was getting it in practice, but I was like, there's no need. There's no need. Like
that, and like there's no easy way to recover failing rail. You're just
exactly. I was like,
off-road.
You're losing like how much of a time loss is that? Like 20 seconds per missed rail, basically. Like
if you recover well, 8.
Okay.
8, but that's recovering well.
Oh, the pain.
Did you get respawn? Oh, you didn't. If you
get close enough, it puts you up there. Yeah.
If you clip, it respawns you about here.
Yeah.
But instead, that was unlucky.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, I was kind of surprised that that jump didn't work. Was it just a reserves issue, or I think maybe I pressed R1 at the wrong time?
It was R1 too early.
Yeah.
You can technically make that with 0 speed, but like, obviously more speed the better. Obviously. What's nice about that shortcut though is there is a boost pad right before the boulder cycle, so you can like take that turbo pad if you're not confident on your reserves, and then you'll pretty much guaranteed have it for that shortcut.
Where? Oh yeah, I know what you mean. On the
before the boulder.
Okay.
Yeah, you got it. Oh, this track sucks balls for new runners.
Now I wanted to ask you about this. The minecart cycle. It's different on NTSC, where I'm playing NTSC. But should I be like, you think at my level of execution, it feels like I should be avoiding that on the first lap and doing it on the second 2 laps is what it feels like I should be doing. Is that like the right track, or what do you think? It'll run me over on the first lap, like, right?
Okay, if you feel like it's gonna run you over, like if you see the minecart coming to the left and you're like, oh god, just don't.
Yeah.
Just don't. Like, it's one of those things that, like, depending on how good of a dragon mind you're having, of course the cycles are going to be different. You can only really learn where they're going to be with just time and consistency on getting the same cycle every time, finding a cycle that works for you. There, you could have potentially done it.
Yeah,
at the same
I had
time,
room. Yeah.
At the same time, if you saw when you turn the corner, you couldn't see a minecart going. So
epic.
Okay,
so when you turn the...
I'll point it out.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, so basically when you turn the corner into
there,
looking at the minecart, no, but I'll point it out. It's after this lake shortcut.
Stupid whore.
So you stupid whore, nice. It's here. You can look and see. Okay, yeah, you saw the minecart go, so that's safe. Because
Okay.
you saw the cart go as you turned the corner, which
Okay.
means there isn't another one coming for a minute.
Yeah.
So you can kind of be like, okay.
So when you're rounding that corner, you're gonna look.
Easier on PAL though.
Yeah.
Like it just is, because the minecarts move at a snail's pace because of frame rate. Also, I can back this up. Coco is a stupid whore.
Thank you. I was like, damn, I just randomly, it didn't even look like I fucked anything up that terribly at that moment. I, was just,
No,
I think I missed like a mini turbo or like my third missed mini turbo, so that's probably what it was.
Maybe.
I'm getting so salty at this point. You can like hear me like start to heat up a little bit.
You're old at -11. That's insane. You're mode at sub 1 pace.
Yeah, I know, right?
That's crazy. Alright, Polar Pass. This level's fun. Do you go for the SC?
What does SC mean?
Oh, shortcut, sorry.
Oh, shortcut. Okay, got it. No.
No, that's fine.
Sometimes, but I think on this run I was like, dude, I'm tired of like throwing runs, you know. I'm gonna play safe.
So if I give you kind of like how and when I implemented shortcuts, I implemented the Hot Air Skyway Wall shortcut and the Oxide Station, like one where you just jump to the left. I implemented those like right away.
Yeah, that's what I did. Yeah,
And
but what about the harder ones of those levels?
So the Papu's Wall shortcut that you do, I implemented after. I just did the one where you jumped over the last turn, that one. I implemented that at around like 57. Polar Pass I implemented at like a 55. I'm not even kidding.
Perfect execution.
But that is hard if you don't have turbo pad fire, and now you have it. But yeah, if you don't have turbo pad fire, I just recommend going off the ramp. You know.
So yeah, I'm thinking I'm probably gonna start grinding out like pinstripe like the quicker pinstripe strat where you turn around and fucking
Ooh,
what is that called? What's that like strat called?
I guess just the ultra, like the one at the start, right?
Yeah.
Turn around.
Yeah.
See, fun fact, I implemented that when I had a 54.
So I don't know. It's like if I should like be implementing that craziness or just still focus on the SGs and whatnot.
Yeah. So the risk reward of that shortcut is skewed heavily in the risk.
Yeah.
Because if you get it, you save like 4, and if you fail it, you lose like. Again, I guess it depends on your backup, but even like an average backup loses 13. So it's like. You know, it's
a huge time loss. So
I would recommend implementing this.
This should be the first like new shortcut that I do for sure.
As
and I'm actually I'm already pretty
Wall.
practiced in this. This is not going to be a hard one for me, but
yeah, as you already do Papu's Wall, this would be the next one. Did you just drop an input and just die?
Probably.
Swan dive into the Fun fact actually about these jumps, by the way, if you jump right off the lip of one of these jumps, you can just go.
You'll go over. Yeah, I've done that. I've done that. Yeah.
Yeah, it's really fun and cool and definitely not annoying. Yeah. It's fun.
Punished for going fast.
Oh, this wall you can go in the crack.
In the crack. I was watching you do that for GDQ. I was like, oh.
Yeah, it's also a tighter line, and you stay lower to the ground because you don't have to actually clear the wall. Yeah, it's cool. I don't know why they put it there. Nice. That's
Beautiful.
what I mean, by the way. You still had turbo pad fire, so it was way easier.
Yeah.
That's what I'm talking about. Yeah, nice.
I dig.
Oh, speaking of tracks that are fun for beginners.
What's the next one? Tiny Arena? That what's next?
Pain. Absolute pain. Oh, by the way, this is an NTSC only thing. It's nice. You may have seen me get it at GDQ. I got it before Dragon Mines. When the trophy is going into like the HUD, and Uka says or Aku says congratulations.
Press start? Is that what it is?
Mash start.
Yeah. Okay.
And you can get a 1-frame pause and skip the dialogue and save a free 2-3 seconds.
So it does fully pause the game. You have to pause and unpause to skip that.
Yeah, but you can unpause with start. So just keep mashing.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's nice. Okay, this track. So you know how I said earlier for Dingo, it's like you can U-turn, and sometimes it's worth it to sacrifice reserves to make turns, like in the hub world. Before Tiger Temple.
Yeah.
For Coco, you're actually doing the right thing here, going wide and giving yourself time to make the turn on the inside.
Okay.
Like, that's nice. Like, you're taking a nice line. Almost like a real racing car line. Like, you have to kind of start wide and cut in.
Yeah.
You know? But with Dingo, you just U-turn that and sacrifice the speed that you currently have. Because it's, believe it or not, is worth it because Dingo's turn is that bad. Same on this.
That one,
like
that one's a hard one. I had
like
to U-turn.
Yeah.
I still can't get that turn without like a little, like whatever, just like fucking sketchiness.
Well, if you want, you can just U-turn the whole thing then.
Yeah.
If you want, you can just do the Dingo strat there.
But in theory, I don't have to U-turn any of these turns, basically, with Coco.
No.
Okay.
No, you can keep fire the whole lap with Coco. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, like you can for sure. See, Dingo would not have been able to make that turn without U-turning. Like, you just can't. 113.05. Yeah, this is actually fine because, like, honestly, Tiny Arena is such a silly track for like new runners to the game because also really nice line. See how tight you were able to take that?
Yeah.
Because you went wide at first. Here's a interesting idea, an interesting concept. If you're happy with your reserves, you know how I've been saying, oh, you know, fuller mini turbos are better for reserves, right? Like you want to wait until the bar is all the way full.
Yeah.
You know? If you cut your mini turbo short, you can turn tire.
Oh, okay.
Because you will boost, like, you're boosting quicker, and whatever direction you're holding will get magnified by the boost. So the more boosts you're doing, if you're holding really tight, you'll go tighter. And so cutting them short and getting more mini turbos, but less reserves for it, can be worth it on turns like this. It's an idea. It's not something I like stress out about.
No, I won't. But that's a nice that's a nice thought for the back of my head. Yeah, especially for this level, you know.
Exactly. Yeah. It's a nice thought to have, you know.
So now
this turn.
So now, like in that whole straightaway section, is the idea that I'm SGing off some of these downward slopes on the?
You can, yeah. If you look at the kind of lines that my word takes through that, yeah.
Yeah, that's what you're doing.
Yeah. Actually, to be honest, instead of looking at my word, because my word does TA skip.
Yeah, whose run should I look at for Tiny Arena? Do you think?
I can send you the time trial word.
Oh, time trial doesn't do Tiny Arena skip.
No, because is
there like a shortcuts and no shortcuts like category?
Yeah, you can do it without a nitro. Believe it or not, it's fucked. But most people.
Oh, the time trial shortcut record does it without a nitro. Is that what you're saying? That's fucking crazy.
Nice. It's fucking stupid.
Good time save.
Yeah.
It's fucking crazy.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. Alright, Komodo Joe. Yeah, I mean, so what I've always said is that a 39 Komodo Joe is sub 1 pace. And this is pretty much going to be that, from what I can tell. It's going to be like
It's going to be like mid-high 39s maybe. Or maybe even less, but yeah.
Yeah.
What are your what's a good Komodo Joe for you?
How tall am I? Well, Ricky will know by the time I go to ESA.
Good Komodo Joe for me. Let me think.
Yeah,
now you put me on the spot. I know.
Do you not like pay attention to this? I actually respect. I respect the answer. Like I don't know or care because I'm like that with a lot of splits and Spyro as well.
I know.
Like I should know. I should know, but I don't know. You know, like segment times. I'm that way. You know, I don't pay attention to segment times. I only look at overall times and stuff. So.
No, okay. It's 32 2x.
32. 32. Wow, that's fucking amazing.
Yeah, because TA is a 31x 2x, and Komodo Joe takes exactly 2 minutes. So yeah, it's a 32 2x. Yeah.
Amazing.
Which is, I mean, to be fair, before Tiny Arena Skip was found, it was like a 33. Whatever, so that's a little bit more respectable, and obviously I do Tiziano and all these dumb shit. But if I did the exact same skips that you did, it would probably be like a. It'd probably be like a 34.
Hey, how do you feel about the way I do that circle wood bridge section there? The double U-turn. Okay, that's like reasonable. Okay.
It's better than. most people that have been playing the game for this long. Yeah, because
It's better than running into the wall. Yeah.
Well, that's what everyone does.
Exactly.
The only improvement I can make is saying when you U-turn, and this goes for pretty much every U-turn actually. You know how I said hopping maintains the speed you currently have?
Mm-hmm.
Do a jumping U-turn. It will maintain the speed that you had before the U-turn.
Okay. So like jump, then U-turn, like U-turn in the air. Yeah.
And then like mash jump all throughout the U-turn. It might take a little bit to get control of because
you'll accidentally drift, right? If you're fucking up.
Well, there's that too, yeah. But holding L1 and mashing R1 should prevent a drift. It's when you're not holding L1 and mashing R1 is when the accidental drifts happen.
That was 7 seconds.
But yeah, for the most part, you can like mash jump and like mash R1, hold L1, and do the U-turn inputs, which it's a lot of inputs. It's like 5-6 inputs. I'm not sure if Spyro 1 has any instances.
Hey man, look, I can do a lot of inputs, man. I'm a gamer.
You got it.
I can do it.
You got it.
Oh, by the way, I just want to humble brag real quick. I've never accidentally gotten that save point yet in a run.
There you go.
So, I'm pretty proud. I've been like intentionally going really wide there. Like, I'm never going to hit this shit.
I think I've done that once. So that's 1-0. That's 1-0 to you, dude.
Nice.
So I've definitely done that before. Oh boy, USFing. Okay.
So in Engine Labs, I can make the USF last to the ramps, like after the little bridge. Okay. You'll see. But
yeah,
what fucks me in my brain is seeing you take it beyond all the way to the finish line. Basically, that's like that shit blows my mind, and just seeing like the lines you have to take to make that work is fucking crazy.
All it is reserves, because unlike SGing, this is like linked to reserves heavily, because the USF will last as long as your reserves last. The moment your reserves run out or you boost, it will instantly end.
I lost my reserves there, right?
Yeah, so what this means is that this isn't going to last too long.
Yeah.
But again, there is a failsafe for this situation. If you mash jump, if you realize your USF was going to end, just start frogging like a madman, and you will keep the USF.
Like those were really slow jumps, so I was losing a lot of speed because of that, right?
Yeah. Damn right. Yeah, exactly. So, and this is another instance. Yeah, here you don't need to jump because your reserves are good, and they're good enough to reach this blue tunnel. Yeah, lovely. Magnifique. Mwah.
Now I noticed you don't drift right out of the. Whoa!
Oh, okay.
That was a perfect.
You know what that was?
What?
That was you getting so close to falling off that you literally didn't touch the floor for a frame, and so it allowed you to instantly drift the other way because it acted like you jumped.
Oh wow!
Because you were off the ground. That's how far off you were. Oh my god.
Nice reserves there too. Fuck.
Yeah. So here, if you mash jump, you would have kept that USF for a bit longer.
Yeah.
So that's an example.
Yeah. Yeah, I didn't realize that like little fuck up was so was as close as it was.
Oh, that was like. Well, I've never seen a drift like instantly turn like that, and that's the only explanation. That's wild. Unlucky with the wall hit. You definitely would have kept that if you didn't do that. That was nice though.
Yeah, a quick review. We probably should have done this at the beginning of this run, but a quick review of terms. In fact, this will be good for me to see if I know like what every term means.
Yeah, hit me.
So someone just asked in the chat, USF is Ultimate Sacred Fire, which is the fastest boost pads, turbo pads in the game. They have unique properties that what we're talking about preserving reserves, which is the next term we're going to talk about here. Reserves are what are built, the boost power that's built by mini turboing and turbo pads. And they basically create like invisible extra speed that's stored in your character that you can see represented by the orange smoke behind them and by their speed, right?
Basically, it's like every frame you're not boosting, you're losing reserves, and every frame you're boosting, you're gaining reserves, and it's a massive tug of war. And the moment you run out of all reserves, that fire at the back of your car runs out. So you need to keep boosting to keep that. Yeah.
Now, so we just talked about ultra ultimate sacred fire. Also this level. This is a level I really need. I want to study your GDQ or world record for, because this is like dingo strats are different here, right? Than Coco.
Yeah, yes, but you can use dingo strats because the only real difference between the two is that Coco can actually improvise. Dingo doesn't have the turning to improvise it. If you make a mistake as Dingo, you're fucked. Because your turning just isn't good enough to save it. This is one of the tracks that Coco excels in.
So you can not U-turn that, right? if you so choose. Like any of these sections where I U-turn, like you can do a route where you don't U-turn, especially here.
You can
which I tried to do here. Yeah. Like that's the problem is like, oh god. And the recovery. The recovery.
You bailed on that.
Yeah, I was like, no way, no way.
Yeah, because this is a USF pad, and the whole idea of this level, and the reason why you didn't get USF was obviously lack of reserves.
But even if I'd have done the shortcut normally, I still tend to not keep the reserves or have enough reserves,
right?
Because I think it has to do with the U-turn before that, right? Going down the little column section.
Yeah, it's because you're hitting. Yeah, you're obviously doing an input square that is losing all of your reserves. Basically, the entire idea of this level at an optimal in quotation marks level is you keep reserve, and same with engine labs actually. You keep reserves the entire lap, and then you burn them all at the USF. You like cash in your fucking chips at the end of a lap almost. And yeah, like, but the thing is,
so I don't have enough here, right?
No.
Yeah.
No. I will say this right now though. Actually,
a little bit. I had the tiniest crumb of reserve there.
Honestly, if you spammed hop like L1 and R1, like if you held L1, mashed R1, you could have honestly kept some speed there. Not for long, but it maybe would have saved like 3, maybe. But yeah, this track is the hardest track without an unintended shortcut, easily, like bar none. Like this track.
Here's an interesting question: Why are the only, like, I get it that Coco has the best, like Coco and Engine have the best turning and acceleration, right?
But besides Polar and Polar, but I mean they don't exist.
Yeah, so like why not like Crash or what's the other guy's name? The fucking evil
Cortex.
guy, Cortex. Why not those characters?
Crash and Cortex, sadly, in game, like when you look at their stats, you're like, oh, they might not be bad, but when you play them in game, they're literally, I'm not even kidding, they are slower versions of Coco and Engine. They're literally
even though the stats like kind of say otherwise.
Yeah, the stats say otherwise, but I mean, it's a bit of a lie. I mean,
and it's like kind of the same case for Polar and Pura, you'd say.
Polar and Pura are unique in the sense that they're not like any other character, but they are just so bad. Because like their speed and acceleration is awful, which are the like 2 stats that matter the most, and especially speed, obviously. And then their turning is so good that it becomes a hindrance, because when you want to drift in a straight line, like in Tiger Temple, for instance, in the narrow corridors, you just can't because you turn too much. They're terrible. They're absolutely terrible. You should have enough reserves for this. Again, if you hop out of this, you will keep that speed.
Yeah. Not doing enough hopping here.
That was not fast.
Hey, lesson learned though. In the run back, you got it.
Perfect. So that's another. I'm blaming the arcade stick for that because it accidentally U-turns a lot rather than a 180, which I wanted there. It was cool watching your GDQ run, because you do a really cool. I never even thought about this. You do like a little wall bounce right there for that turnaround. That shit's really cool.
That was. Was that a thing with Coco back in the day? I don't know, but that's like really the only realistically fast way to do it with Dingo, and it just so happens to be sick. Yeah, it's very, very cool.
Yeah, I like that.
Because there's a chance that, you know,
I
don't know.
I don't really know how to do this turn correctly. As you can see, I have to kind of like slow down in order to like get to the right spot. And then at that point, I was just like, all right, I jumped off of it. I was like, by the way, to get to that right hand side, you have to jump off the USF, right? Or no?
Yeah. You can't.
You can't continue the USF if you go that way.
No. If you're doing the USF, you have to go left side.
Yeah.
Because if you jump off it, then when you land, you get a boost, and boosts kill USFs. Yeah. So.
Oh, that's why that is. Okay, thank you for making the reasoning make sense.
Oh, that's all right. That's all right.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just because boosts kill USFs, and so if you jump, you get a landing boost, and that obviously is
So the turnaround here, you know, which is the good strat is you turn around there and you kind of skip this whole section that I'm doing.
Hmm.
The turnaround strat there, I've worked on it a lot. I almost missed that. I worked on it a lot, but I just, man, it is like, I'm learning with like a lot of strats in this game. It's like, man, you really need to put in the fucking hours with some of these shortcuts, because it's like,
hard.
it's like you can
hard.
get them like once every 10 tries or something, but like to get consistent enough to like feel comfortable in runs is like really hard. Yeah.
Oh, and don't get me wrong, it feels damn good when you get it. But
Yeah.
don't get me wrong, it's like, oh fuck yeah, you know, let's go. But like doing it consistently is hard. Also, yeah, lovely hot air skyway. Honestly, when you were U-turning on the spiral and kind of cucking your reserves a little bit, you probably didn't need to. You could have just done that thing
That's
that
what I
said
figured.
earlier.
Yeah.
You could have done the thing where you do quicker mini turbos to turn tire. You know,
Oh
the thing
yeah.
you could have done that, but like again, this is kind of a niche.
Did I get like a mini SG there by hopping at the
Yes.
bottom? Okay. Just so I understand what I'm like looking at here. Yeah.
Yeah, there you go.
Okay.
Yeah, it's all coming together.
Yeah.
OS.
But
This
yeah, I
is
hear what
a
you're saying
level.
about the mini turbos to turn tighter.
Yeah, exactly. That's a pretty amazing way of saying it, actually.
I would consider maybe going for like the good strat
OS
here.
Ultra?
Yeah,
Mm.
is that what it's called? The ultra shortcut. Yeah, here.
Yeah.
I would consider it's not that bad. I mean, it's just like kind of annoying, I would say, but it's not like that hard per se.
It's one of the only on in the game with 2 phases to it, because you have the initial jump down of a spiral, and then you have to get back on the wall. Ashita, love
Thank
that.
you.
Clean. But OS Ultra, besides the dumb shit, aka Tiziano, Boomerang, and TA Skip, back in the day when I had like a 53, 54, I think it was, OS Ultra was the last skip I introduced.
Oh, interesting. Okay. Well, that's
So,
before there was, like you said, Tiziano and Tiger. Yeah.
Exactly.
So this
But
was
then-
like the hardest trick like back
Yes.
then. Yeah.
Still is for most runners, yeah, because
You'd say this is like worse
basically
than the
my-
pinstripe turnaround, because I've had
Yes.
more trouble with that than with this, but they're
Really?
hard. They're hard in different ways, I would say.
The order I would rank stuff is Papu's Pyramid Wall Cut, which you currently do, and then Polar Pass, and then Hot Air Skyway Beginning Cut, and then OS Ultra.
Okay.
That's the order. So
Alright.
I would suggest Polar Pass, but honestly,
Yeah, definitely that. For sure, I'm gonna do that, and not the boomerang, but just like the
no,
180 turn.
the
Yeah.
regular,
Yeah.
the 180 exactly. But in terms of, here's the thing though, Hot Air Skyway Ultra is probably, in my opinion, easier, but that doesn't mean
That doesn't mean much. Yeah, I know what you mean. Yeah.
Yeah, don't get me wrong. Like people have different experiences with it, but
Mm-hmm.
in terms of risk reward, OS Ultra is probably better because OS Ultra done well can save 8, whereas Hot Air Skyway Ultra only saves 4. So it's like the risk reward is a little bit better for OS Ultra, I would say.
Yeah.
But at the same time, like Hot Air Skyway Ultra, it's a hard commit because you're driving backwards. So if you fail it, you're kind of committed to going for it again because you've driven backwards to do it.
Yeah.
So it's like, it's kind of a commit.
Well, you could just turn around, like, and just go normal at any point in that, right? Or no? Does it fuck up the checkpoints weirdly, and you can't do that?
If you do the first part of it, where you drop to the bottom of the spiral, you can totally just keep going. That's actually a 101% strat.
Oh,
You don't
really?
need
Is
to
that
kind of-
faster than just doing like say I just do like that first phase of it and just keep driving?
Skipping the spiral is entirely fast by like 3 seconds.
Yeah.
If you do it well.
Yeah,
But-
if you like go straight into the wall from the start. I know what you mean. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
I might
minus
start with
25?
that. I might start with that. We'll see. But I'll be like, you get
Yeah.
tempted, It's like, well, by the time I'm doing that, you're just
Yeah.
gonna be tempted to do the rest of it,
Especially as in my opinion, the first phase is the harder part, in my opinion.
Even though
So,
they're not hard, like
yeah,
I've
it's
gotten
one of those.
them so far, that does not mean this is like confirmed to the
But
run. I can totally choke this still. Like trust me.
Alrighty.
Especially this
Pinstripe,
first time,
let's
if I don't
go.
get a lucky
See, pinstripe,
circular thing.
The
or
story of this
item.
boss.
pinstripe
behind
diarrhea.
Pinstripe diarrhea.
That's his
Fuck,
story. That's his backstory. That's his wife.
I love Terry Diarrhea.
That's who he married, and so now his name is Pinstripe Diarrhea.
He settled down.
Oh my god, these U-turns.
Alright, so do you bomb him? Oh,
I
would've
should have.
bombed the
I should
shit out
have.
of him.
I
was
should
like,
have.
ooh.
I think I try to bomb
So,
him here. I think we'll see.
He's actually so close to you that he might not be in the way.
Boom! Oh.
No, he is in the way. What a fuck. What an asshole.
And we're
Yeah,
good.
nice U-turn.
I mean, as long as I don't get hit, I'm like, I'm happy with that, you know.
Yeah, you're chilling. You're vibing and chilling simultaneously. Something I haven't even touched on, and I can't believe I haven't touched on this. Wumper. You know how Wumper works, right?
So you get once you get up to 9. Okay, hold on. Let me see if I understand this. Once you get up to 9 or 10 Wumpa, you get like a little bit extra speed. Is how I understand it.
So, close. Every Wumpa, you're right about it, but the other point is every Wumpa you get gives you 0.2 speed.
Okay.
0.2% speed increase. So even 5 Wumpa is better than none.
Mm-hmm.
But 9 or 10 is what you want, ideally, yeah.
How much does that translate like into real time save on like say a track like this where you have good Wumpa versus bad on the same execution?
I don't know about Higher Skyway, but I know for a fact that Tiny Arena, if you get exactly a 1 minute lap over the course of that 1 minute, it saves about 0.6.
0.6 seconds. So it's not significant.
It's not significant, but over the course of time, I mean, over 3 laps
over a
of
run.
TA,
Come on.
yeah, over 3 laps of TA, that's 1.8. Over Higher Skyway, it's like 1.2.
Oh, it was 0.6 per lap. You meant? Okay, I see. Yeah.
So it adds up.
Epic movement.
Damn. This wall just wanted to get you to know you a little better.
Yeah,
Damn.
man. I worked, as you can tell, I worked very hard for this PB, Hypno. Are you proud of me?
Hey, I mean, listen. People work hard for their sub ones, dude. We take it. We take it. Yeah, it's nice.
Yeah, I was so unhappy after this run, dude. Like
Yeah, you were not pleased.
Not at
You were
all.
Not too pleased.
Not at all.
Yeah, you were not
It's the
best
same.
pleased.
It's the same way in
It's nice,
Katamari. Like, I'm really questioning like how much I want to grind these games out if I do, or if I want to just like move on to like learning another game.
Well, if you
Can we
pick up
finally get the sub 1
10 more
after
games
so many attempts?
and
It's been at
you
least
have
a
the same
dozen
reaction to
attempts.
every
Where the
single
chuck is
one,
at, dude? Please
then you
pray
kind
for
of
that.
know that you need a mentality shift.
Yeah, that's like a me
Whereas
issue.
Yeah, whereas if you
Pinstripe,
play
the way Pinstripe said,
like another
brother,
2
that's like how
games
I
and you
feel right now.
instantly
Fuck
find
those.
like
I've
peace
worked
and
too
fucking
hard for a
love
fucking
with
shitty
them,
time right now,
you
so
know
please give
it's
it to me.
the games for you.
I think it's a me
Yeah,
issue
but-
for sure, because it's like it's already 2 different games like that I'm feeling the
Well,
same
I
way
mean,
with. So
I mean, only time will tell, though. You know,
I-
2 is not a big sample size, admittedly.
one thing that I've learned is that like I guess just from running Spyro is that like people love to blame the game, you know, for
Oh, they
fucking
adore to play the game.
to blame the game.
Oh,
Yeah.
To play in the game. Sorry. Yeah.
Everyone, I'm sure you see
Oh,
that too,
yeah.
like all over, like Crashy Race, like, oh, this
Oh.
game sucks. Oh, like right there. Oh, I got fucked by Oxide. Oh, when really,
Yeah.
in reality, if I'd have been like executing differently, like I could have avoided that, you know. So,
No, that's absolutely the case. Yeah, but that's the case with a lot of things. I mean,
yeah. So
say-
I've like over the years, I'm sure you probably can relate to this. Over the years, I've like grown to like kind of stay away from that mentality of just blaming the game, and instead I focus that frustration inwardly, you know. And I think that's a lot of where my that's a lot of
Let's go.
let's fucking do it.
That was
Losing at least 10
clench.
seconds.
But you know what I mean? Like it fucking the frustration goes a lot more inward when you stop like blaming the game, you know, all the time, you know.
Yeah, I think also though, at least for me, and I know
lost
I'm
at least 10 seconds
I'm Mr. Positive Vibes. The world is sunshine and waffles, but I don't know. I don't really tend to get too upset. I'll get upset if genuine luck fucks me over more than anything. But if I make a mistake, I'm kind of down with it. Because hopefully I'll never make that mistake again. Is the idea.
Another thing is I think we develop with our games that we've been playing for like years now. We develop like a lot of emotional maturity with them, whereas with a brand new speed game, it's harder to have
Yeah.
that same level of like maturity with like reactions to
Yeah.
your own fuck ups and stuff.
Yeah, I try to kind of keep it within the context of what I'm doing. It's like, okay, I may suck, but I've only been doing it for this long.
Yeah, that's what I have trouble with, is like realizing
Right.
that it's like, all right, you're a beginner, you gotta like be okay with
I
sucking.
mean,
I can
I'll
tell
be-
myself to be okay with sucking, but it's hard for me to internalize it.
Yeah, exactly. Because like I can tell you this right now. I mean, this is gonna be like, if I was to guess, looking at your lap times. I mean, let's say you get like a 58. If you get like a 58 lap hit, I don't know, like oxide red potions might fuck you up. But if you get like an like if red potions do fuck you up, you get like a 58 lap, you get like a 59, 51. It's like, you know, like for how long you've been playing the game. I mean, there are some people that would kill for a 59, 51, you know? So it's all about kind of perspective, I suppose. I don't actually know if you got a 59, 51, but it actually looks like it now. Maybe. 59, 50. Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, like, even like more generally speaking, it's like I don't even know what lap times I'm shooting for yet, and yet I'm getting mad when I
Right.
don't get a good lap time. Like, how back-assed
right.
is that? You know?
And it's like, what is a good lap time? Was I actually right?
All right.
Okay,
thank
no.
God.
It was close.
God, dude.
Yeah,
Fuck.
59, 50.
Thank you, Bridgeman.
Yeah,
There's
you
the
were
hype.
not happy, huh?
Look at my face. I'm just like,
You were pissed.
Oh my
You were
I'm laughing it
pissed.
off, but inside I'm like kind of hurting, honestly.
You're
did it.
seething.
We
Why
went
were you
sub
hurting?
one in Crash Team Racing after so
Oh, well,
Like,
let's find out.
why?
I've been.
We finally fucking did it, dude.
It's kind of like what I said right here. It's after so long. It's like maybe a month of like playing this game, like every you know, not like a lot,
Yeah, no.
but like every few
No.
days, playing this game, and it's like I don't know. It's like I felt like I put in so much work for something that's like not really that great, you know. And
But who says it's not that great?
it's like in my mind, it's not that great.
Exactly.
Exactly. It's like it's fucking based. It's so
like
stupid.
No one, yeah, it's like no one is telling you that's like not great besides you. So it's like that's important too. It's like it's not like everyone in your chat is like, GG, you fucking suck. Like,
Yeah.
oh, terrible. You know, that's not happening. So.
Fucking dumbass skips. I'm like not really looking forward
All
to
right, I'm gonna shut this
Yeah.
guy up. Yeah, dude. Well, hey, man.
Pissed.
Good review. I gotta say that a lot of little strategies, even yet that I'm still picking up here, about like just the fucking mini turboing to turn tighter to SG. What else did we learn here that I didn't know before?
You turning to sacrosanct. I mean, there's a lot.
A lot more frogging is what I need to be doing.
A lot more frogging, but finding the balance between frogging and then by the end of the froggy still having reserves to play the rest of the level.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
There's a lot. This game is very similar, I feel, to Spyro 1 in the way that, I mean, I probably know like nothing in Spyro 1, but I feel like I know everything, you know? It's like, oh, this is a thing now, but obviously, you know nothing at all.
What's the
but,
thing?
Yeah.
Oh, you mean like just all the things you're pointing out are just like, oh, these are like little.
It's like how like in Spyro 1, I'll figure something out, or I'll figure out why I was messing up something. I'll be like, oh, dude, I'm so good at this game. Meanwhile, I know absolutely fucking nothing. And it's like,
that's definitely how I feel. Like even on levels where I felt like my reserves are good, you know, I'll watch you and it's like, oh god, I have such a long way to go. You know? So
it happens.
Yeah.
You know? Yeah.
So all right. So
That's fun.
closing notes. I'm so thankful that my boy Hypno is here joining with me. Thank you for joining me, sir. Cute vibes.
No worries.
Hey, congrats
Hell
once
yeah.
again on your GDQ run. This man just had an amazing showing of this game at AGDQ 2022. So if you guys haven't watched that, please go look that up. And besides that,
Thank you.
if you're watching on YouTube, hi YouTube, you guys are super cute. Leave a comment or some bullshit talking about how cute your favorite speedrunners are. Do you guys want to be like us one day and have a world record at a PlayStation game? Let me know down below. I'm guessing the answer is
sexy.
I know. Oh
Wow.
god, beautiful.
Oh. Good lord.
No, but for real, this was really nice and really helpful. And it was nice to come full circle with the coaching where like I coached you a while back. If you guys haven't seen that video, please check it out as well on my channel, where I coached Hypno on his Spyro 1 PB on a very similar skill level, I would say, to like what this was right here. So it's nice to have shit come full circle like that. So yeah,
It's awesome.
yeah.
Yeah.
So Hypno, I love you so much. I'm gonna hop out of this Discord call and do some Spyro runs. And
Oh yeah, best of luck, man. Let's go.
thank you very
Let's get it.
much. Thank you very much. I will catch you next time, man. Love you.
All right, love you, man.
Peace.
Peace.
Mwah.